Thank you. Good morning. First of all, would like to thank the Broadcast and Engineering Society (BES) for inviting me to the 29th International Conference on a very, very important and pertinent theme on AI, which will lead to the transformation in the entire media business on how the content is created, how it is distributed, and how it will be monetized. Dignitaries on the dais, the chairman of the Prasar Bharati, Sri Navneet Kaushik ji, the CEO of the Prasar Bharati, Sri Gaurav Dwivedi ji, Mark Aitken from One Media, Sunil ji and Aftab ji. In the next 10 minutes, I would like to briefly touch upon two important aspects. One is, what are the key trends in the entire business and the landscape that are happening for the media and entertainment side? And secondly, what are the technology enablers that are leading to it? And with a reference to what is happening in India and what can we do more in India. Having that as a theme in mind, my particular reference I will draw from my past experience of working in 3GPP in convergence technologies, whether with 3G wireless LAN or in Open Mobile Alliance or for the information-centric networking that is very important for the content business and the 5G development that we talked about. In the media ecosystem, we have very, very rapidly transformed from the days when viewers had no choice but to just tune into a scheduled programming onto a specific channel for a particular location, to the cable business, which bundled together many of the channels, which became pricier and led to the on-demand streaming solutions that we are today talking about. With OTT, which has now disrupted the traditional broadcasting by bypassing the cable networks, to connected TV such as Apple TV and so on, the entire landscape is rapidly changed. It will not be out of place to say that a large part of this change has also been broadband. And I personally believe broadcast and broadband are feeding into each other. If today there is a great growth in the 5G network or in the broadband network, it is because of the consumption that is happening of this media that we are creating, and vice versa is also true. Further, adding to that, social platforms have become a dominant force these days in media and entertainment. While studios and streaming providers are busy competing with each other, there's a tougher competition coming from social media video platforms that are hyperscale and hyper capitalized. The streaming on demand video revolution has fragmented the pay TV audiences, imposed higher cost on the studios. If you look at the trend, and there are many reports that come out every year, this year, if you look at 2025 report by Digital Media Trends, what they say the typical or an average per human consumption of the media is roughly around 6 hours a day. And this is unlikely to change greatly. It is possible that this 6 hours of content may come from smart TV, that may come from your streaming app, that may come from your social media, short videos, so on. But this 6 hours is unlikely to change. So over a period of time, everybody now is competing for this 6 hours. What content they can push and how they can monetize. Smart TV still will dominate and continue to dominate for watching TV shows and movies, but mobile devices are getting more and more preferred for social scrolling and watching short to long videos. So what are the 10 key trends that are leading to the theme that we are talking today? First and the most important theme is streaming and connected TV will continue to dominate. At the same time, there are changing consumer behaviors and expectations because consumers today expect high quality content delivered instantly across multiple devices that they carry, with a preference for on-demand and advertisement-free experiences. Audiences are driving the requirement. So when we say customer is the king, actually this is much more true in this business. When we talk about AI, while it is transforming the entire world, here the main change that is coming is because AI powered personalization that is also helping in the content creation and automation, all the three aspects. So AI is transforming how content will be curated, how it will be produced, and how it will be personalized for viewers. Of course, my previous speaker talked about that there has to be a great balance between personalization and privacy concerns. AI will analyze the viewers' preferences and behaviors to deliver tailored recommendation. More importantly, AI is automating many of the workflows that are required for producing content. And in the broadcasting workflows, whether automating tasks like how the content creation will be done, editing will be done, or distribution will be done. Therefore, a lot more AI will come into picture there. We have several more tools, and because of these tools getting available, there is one big transformation that has also happened, that earlier the number of people who used to create content was far lesser than the people who used to consume the content. Now you see almost everybody is creating newer and newer content because there is a democratization of the tools that has happened, and there is a great creator economy that is getting generated. So that is a big transformation from what happened earlier. Another important aspect that has happened is more technology enabled is on the cloud native productions, because broadcasters are increasingly now can adopt cloud based solutions for both production and distribution, and therefore offering scales of economy and lowering down their cost. Immersive experiences fed mostly on the 5G and the emerging technologies, whether AR, VR, or XR, are another important aspect on how we are having engaging and immersive experiences for our consumers. Monetizing part also is significantly changing from a subscription based models earlier. AI is significantly changing the entire advertising business. Advertising is now happening more across the entire streaming platforms, and it is related to the content economics, and there are different models of monetizing that are coming forward, whether those models are free content supported by advertisement or paid subscription for the content access, or programmatic advertising, which is getting more and more traction as we look at using automated technology to buy and optimize digital advertising, therefore allowing advertisers to target audiences with precision in real time. There is also a significant shift in revenue models that is happening, and that revenue model is because of the uh, rise of the what is called fast, that is free ad supported streaming TV, and also on the hybrid monetization platforms that are happening recently, whether it was Coldplay event that happened in Ahmedabad or IPL that we saw. We have live streaming and viewership that is crossing 90 crore kind of a thing at one time in India, right? So there is a big impact and emphasis on live streaming. There is a big impact on social media's influence on not only how to create content, but how do we discover content. So content discovery, awareness, and buzz creation for the content is also more and more happening through social media. Now, in India, through the AVGC XR policies, through Indian Institute of Creative Technologies, through the Waves 2025 event that happened in May of 2025 this year, there is a greater and greater focus on creator-led ecosystem development and direct to the fan engagement. I think this is something that is going to stay and going to proliferate much more. So in terms of content distribution mechanism, also we need to some think about more technologies that will enable that. When we talk about these trends, what are the key technologies that are enabling this? In terms of internet, of course, there are newer, I will not say very new, but there are important protocols like HTTP, live streaming, HLS, or DAS protocols that are enabling it along with WebRTC. But more importantly, it is India and India's growth, as highlighted by our Honorable Prime Minister on the completion of 10 years of Digital India. Few important aspects are very important. That today, India has laid 42 lakh kilometers of optical fiber cable that connects the remotest villages, a distance equivalent to 11 times the stretch between Earth and the Moon. Also, in terms of 5G, While we can say that we are taking leadership on 5G research ecosystem from now, we have been a very fast adopter of 5G. Today, we have almost 5 lakh base stations that we have rolled out. So, in terms of rollout, India has been very fast. And in terms of data consumption, we are very fast. In terms of per GB data rates in the whole world, we are the cheapest. So, it is 5G rollout that is now significantly enhancing the broadcast capabilities and the new technologies that we are looking at. As was also talked by Mark, the entire ecosystem in India, whether led by semiconductor manufacturing through India Semiconductor Mission, led by the entire system oriented development through the electronic manufacturing schemes, through the software of which India has always been a powerhouse, now getting more and more content created through the significant policies and the impacts that we are doing through AVGC XR and Indian Institute of Creative Technologies and so on, we are becoming a big content producer, content consumer, and therefore now also with the proliferation of 5G, a content distributor. Two of the very, very important technologies here just would like to highlight in next couple of minutes. One of the important aspect of India is, as we know, India's growth story is not merely in terms of the GDP. It is also in terms of ensuring dignity and opportunity to each of the citizen. And our growth story has significantly focusing on digital inclusion. Direct to mobile technology is one such very important aspect which focuses more on the inclusion. This technology is progressing more in terms of the international standards also coming and supporting. If you look at 5G, right from the release 14, there has been significant focus on the broadcast multicast services. Now to the release 20 that is upcoming, which focuses even more on wireless for AI, as well as on expansion to the non-terrestrial networks. So entire gamut of these technological aspects is getting pushed from international standardization communities, like 3GPP for 5G, like IEEE for many of the interactive gaming and this kind of aspect. So in direct to mobile also, India today, as you know, has a great ecosystem, as was announced and discussed during Waves, right? On one side, the companies like Tejas Network, Sankhya Labs are creating silicon SL3000. On other side, Intel is already incorporating in their laptops. Third side, in terms of regulatory aspects, we are already looking into that. Therefore, the entire ecosystem of D2M is getting proliferated, and India perhaps is the leading nation for that. This is happening at the same time. As you know, when world over people are thinking of the advancements in the other technologies like ATSC 3.0 and so on. Therefore, there is a complementary aspect that we are today looking at. Second aspect that I think is important but may not be happening so much in India is what we call as the content centric networking. When the content is created, it is stored in India. How we will create servers like that of YouTube, like that of Amazon and so on, content specific networking that telecom operators have to work much more to ensure that the services can be rendered uninterrupted and with almost zero latency that 5G offers. How do we take leadership in the content centric networking paradigm is something that is very important. When we focus on content centric networking, two or three important aspects that we might have to look at, that is how we will have enhanced caching strategies for the content that is locally created and available here, how we will ensure the edge caching. Of course, now through India AI mission, we are progressing very rapidly through the GPU, LLMs, and many other aspects. But when mobile edge computing comes into picture, how we will increase the capabilities for enabling the telecom operators to deliver more of the broadcast content. And also, when this content centric networking is deployed more and more through the mobile and wireless networking, what we will do. To summarize, the future of broadcasting lies in adopting and adapting to the changing consumer preferences and innovative business models. The industry must embrace flexibility, personalization, new revenue models to stay competitive. And there is only one way to do that, that is to develop new technology, to adopt new technology faster, and to innovate across all aspects how we produce content, how we deliver content, how we distribute content, and how we store content, and how we monetize content. I hope that 3 days tutorials and conference sessions that are spread for this conference will be able to address many of these scenarios, issues, challenges, and opportunities in the respective field, and we will be able to deliver Indian broadcast industry towards future readiness. I want to wish all the best to the audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chaudhary, for that enlightening address.